So a game called The Finals just came out recently, and a friend told me to download it. I looked at it, 15 gigabytes. I'm like, all right, I can sacrifice that much storage, and gave it a try. And here's my first impressions video. So I'm glad I waited to make this video because originally I was gonna make it the other day. I played 2 matches. I'm like, all right, first impressions video. Truth be told, I was gonna be a little bit more negative on that video, but still a positive first impressions. So right off the bat, I'll just say, it's pretty fun. It's arcadey, it's fast, it's not too fast, it's not too try-hardy. It's just arcadey, good fun. So yeah, if you got storage space, give it a download. It's 15 gigabytes. It's a team-based shooter, so if you got 2 other friends, make them download it too, because from what I've heard from my 2 friends that play it, playing with randoms is horrible. I've heard stuff like lobotomy patients, stuff like that. That's what it feels like. I have no comment because I've not played by myself, but other than that, I've had a great time with it, but not all is good. There's a couple things I don't like, and they are key elements to the game. So that's it's not perfect, but I think it's still pretty fun for what it is. So I'll kind of go over the stuff I don't like first, and then just the basics and positives. So right off the bat, the contestants, which are the player loadouts, basically. So you got light class, medium class, and heavy class. Light being you're a shorter character, because the hitboxes are different. You're shorter, you run faster, you got throwing knives, SMGs, snipers, all this. There's different weapon combinations for different classes. But yeah, being a light, you have less health, you're faster, you can zip around the map, grapple hook and stuff. Your medium class is just kind of your default, your standard for any other arcade shooter out there. And then you're heavy, you're this fatter character. You run slower, just not as fast as everybody else, and you have more health. You also get an LMG, a riot shield, a sledgehammer, stuff like that. Whereas your medium class, you have an AK, a SCAR, stuff like that. But yeah, I just do not like this thing. I'm not a fan of this part of the game. I'd rather everyone just be the same height and have about the same type of ability, I guess. I don't know. It just seems more annoying sometimes, depending on the situation. But overall, I would just say, in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of it. But it is like a team shooter, you have to work as a team, so it makes sense, My friends and I, we mainly play 2 mediums and a light, or sometimes we'll switch around and whatnot. But yeah, it is pretty annoying if you outgun a heavy because they have more health than you as a medium, and then, your health is kind of regenerating slowly, but then here comes 2 fast or just one fast light character, and it's just you can't keep up sometimes. Not that the game is too fast, because it's not. The game itself, gunplay and whatnot, is pretty good, and it feels very familiar. So that's a positive. It's not familiar in a bad way. It feels like it's something you've played before, and it's this is good. This feels good. But we're not done with the negatives yet. The other negative, which is the bigger one than the other one I'm about to say, but my other negative is respawn timer. So yeah, it's a team shooter, so if you die, you have a 17-second respawn timer. But if your whole team gets wiped, it resets the timer. So then you all share the timer again. So this actually just happened to me yesterday, where going from 17 seconds, I got down to 0, basically, because instead of just automatically respawning you, it will count down from 1, and then it'll say press start, or press A, press X, whatever your buttons are. And so because it does that, it didn't respawn me, and I was even tapping the button to respawn, because I knew it was going to be very close. Well, my last living teammate got shredded at the very last second, and then bam, my timer's being reset from 0. It's wow. So now I'm waiting 35, almost 40 seconds to come back to play the game. That I'm just not a fan of. So I don't like games where you have to either not respawn at all or a very slow respawn. So that's just my take on it. The other one, this is kind of a mixed one, I guess, because Sometimes I think it's fine, but sometimes it really gets in the way of the flow of the map, I guess, because there is map destruction. And typically I don't like map destruction because, like I said, I think it can ruin the flow of a map if you destroy like a whole building or something. But for this game, for the most part, you're caching stuff into a terminal. And when the floor gets blown up and that thing falls through, like, it's not falling through the map by any means, but it's falling through, and you got, like, walls and floors and rubble all around it. It's very hard to try to get and weave in and out just to either try to steal it or insert it. So, yeah, it's a mixed. I can't quite say. I mean, here and there, it depends on how the game's going. I'll lean on one way or the other if I don't like it or if I do like it. But, yeah, it's very situational, I guess. But that's pretty much it for the negatives. Just mainly the classes, which is like a key component of the game, so it's a big deal. But even then, it's not enough to ruin the game. I don't think it's enough to make me not want to play the game. So there's that for that. The positives is the gameplay for the most part, the gunplay, everything feels good. And like I said, it feels like something you've already played before, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Like it doesn't mean it's not refreshing because it's still arcadey, it's still fun. For the most part, it's like 3 teams of 3, and then there's another mode where there's like 4 teams of 3. But yeah, I've been having a good time with it actually. I wish the XP boosts were a little bit better, because I feel like it's going to take forever just to level up something like your weapons or something. You can equip camos to damn near everything in the game, and I kid you not, like everything. From your like equipment to like grenades and turrets to your guns to other stuff. It's crazy. And being a free-to-play game, it's going to be riddled with microtransactions. Right now, it's not really riddled with them, but, I mean, there's some in there. And, if the core gameplay is good, I don't mind microtransactions. I don't think microtransactions are necessarily a bad thing all the time. I don't think they have to be. But we live in a day and age with modern gaming where they are, and it's reasonable to just hate microtransactions. But in games in the past where if they're cosmetic-wise only, and they don't cost an arm and a leg, I think it's fine. Remember the good old days of Black Ops 2? Buying a gun camo from the store for $1.99, and it would go on every single gun? Yeah, those were the good old days. I'm sure other games had good deals too like that, where, if you wanted something, you didn't have to pay a whole, like, $20 or something. So, anyways, that being said, the only thing I'm scared of for this game is, longevity. It's a free-to-play. They gotta make their money somehow, mainly from microtransactions. Will the game further down the line still be in a good state? Will it still have players? And will it not turn into just like a cash cow of trying to just milk players for money and whatnot? I don't know. I tend to not like the free-to-play method. I mean, it works great for Fortnite, but like Halo should have never been free-to-play. It should have never been free-to-play. It's hurt the game more than it's helped it. So, that being said, I'm hoping the game just doesn't get worse from here on out. Because right now, I think we're in a good spot. And there's definitely room for improvement, because no game is perfect. But I think what we have now is a very good start. And like I said, this is a first impressions video. So, my thoughts could change later on. I don't think I'll really make a follow-up to this video. I might, but it's a multiplayer game. There's no story to it, at least not that I can see clearly. But there's no campaign mode, so I don't need to rate the game out of 10. But that being said, further down the line, if I'm still interested in the game, I'll come back to it. If if it falls off, I'll come back to it and try it out and see if it's still good or not. But I'm just worried about, is it going to be interesting long enough? Like when XDefiant comes out, which is a game that I'm really it's highly anticipated by a lot of people, and myself included. So it's like once that game comes out and I go to it, will that game keep me away from the finals? Will the finals not be, will it still, I don't know. Hopefully you know what I'm trying to say here. Will it still be relative? Will it still be really fun to play despite newer games coming out? Because there's so many times where I'll play a game where it's good, but another game comes out and pulls me off of it, and then time goes on, and I'm just like, wow, do I even dare go back? So, we will see, but that's going to do it for my first impressions. I would say, yeah, give it a try. It's free to play, so no harm, no foul. If you don't like it, you just delete it. Go on with your day, but yeah, if you have 2 other friends to play with, by all means, try it out. You might really enjoy it, so yeah. let me know if you've played it, if you like it, you don't like it, anything. If you're interested in any of my other content, subscribe for more. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.